Before we start the meeting with our inductions, I'm going to read the names of members who have died since our last meeting. So would you please stand, and we'll follow the reading with a moment of silence. George Beitzel, June 26, 2018, at age 90, elected in 1987. Paul Boyer, on June 2, 2018, at age 99, elected in 1998. John Cairns Jr., November 5, 2017, at age 94, elected 1999. Stanley Cavell, June 19, 2018, at age 91, elected 2005. Wen Si Fang, October 3, 2018, at age 88, elected 1992. William H. Frederick Jr., August 15, 2018, at age 91, elected 1995. Christian Habicht, August 6, 2018, at age 92, elected 1983. Leon Letterman, October 3, 2018, at age 96, elected 1989. Jerry Lenfest, August 5, 2018, at age 88, elected 2004. Bernard Lewis, May 19, 2018, at age 101, elected 1973. James March, September 27, 2018, at age 90, elected in 2001. James Robert McCready, July 15, 2018, at age 82, elected 1986. David Pines, May 3, 2018, at age 93, elected in 1988. Burton Richter, July 18, 2018, at age 87, elected in 2003. Eric Shooter, March 21, 2018, at age 93, elected 2002. Robert Venturi, on September 18, 2018, at age 93, elected in 2006. And we also note the death of Ellen Goldstein, wife of the former executive officer of the Society, Herman Goldstein, and the death of former APS staff member Tim Powell, who was the founding director of the Center for Native American and Indigenous Research at the APS Library. Thank you. And we now have the pleasure of beginning with our inductions.
Will Dr. Gerhard Casper please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President. Madam President, I have the honor to present Gerhard Casper, President Emeritus, Peter and Helen Bing, Professor Emeritus, and Professor of Law Emeritus at Stanford University. He's a senior fellow at both the Freeman Spogli Institute for International Studies and the Stanford Institute for Economic Policy Research. He currently serves as a trustee of the American Academy in Berlin, as well as a trustee of the Central European University. He's a member of international advisory councils at the Israeli Democracy Institute, the European University at St. Petersburg, and Koç University, Istanbul. Casper has written and taught primarily in the fields of constitutional law, constitutional history, comparative law, and jurisprudence. His books include a monograph on legal realism, an empirical study of the Supreme Court's workload, an empirical study of lay judges in criminal trials, and the separation of powers practices at the end of the 18th century in the United States. Elected a member of the Philosophical Society in 1996, he signed the roll book at a small APS meeting in California in 2003. He is being introduced today because this is his first time attending an APS meeting in Philadelphia. No, you go over the
Wonderful that you have a friend.
By the authority and in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held in Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do finally admit you a member thereof.
Okay. Now, and come back past the same way you came up. Okay. Thank you. So now everybody knows the drill. Will Mr. Ronald J Daniels please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President. Madam President, I have the honor to present Ronald J Daniels, President of Johns Hopkins University and a professor in the Department of Political Science. Daniels has received praise because of a host of initiatives, including a new program for the underrepresented in medical professions, special support services for first-generation and low-income students, developing teaching methods to integrate the sciences and humanities, and reforms of doctoral programs. At the same time, he expanded Johns Hopkins' engagement with the city of Baltimore. He has been personally involved in an ambitious $1.8 billion revitalization plan in East Baltimore. This enterprise includes a pioneering public school called the Henderson Hopkins School that the Johns Hopkins School of Education began operating in 2011. Under Daniels' leadership, Johns Hopkins also worked with nearly 200 local stakeholders to launch the Homewood Community Partners Initiative, aimed at fostering physical, social, and economic well-being in 10 neighborhoods and 1 commercial district around the Homewood campus. His work orients public and private sectors toward cooperative endeavors that enhance growth and equity. Thank you.
By the authority and in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held in Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you. Will Dr. Robert O. Cohane please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President. Madam President, I have the honor to present Dr. Robert Cohane, Professor of International Affairs Emeritus at the Woodrow Wilson School of Public and International Affairs, Princeton University. The preeminent scholar of international relations of his generation, Robert Cohane has made major contributions to political theory and to methods of political inquiry. His early theoretical work has shaped political scientists' thinking about conditions for cooperation in international politics and challenges the realist conclusion that conflict among states is inevitable. Adapting ideas from economics and game theory, he holds that transnational institutions shape behavior and reduce transaction costs, thereby facilitating cooperation. Cohane's work with Joseph Nye has focused on the role of non-state actors, such as multinational corporations and international organizations, in shaping international relations. These ideas, dating back to the 1970s, remain useful today in understanding international decision-making, cooperation in international environmental issues, the formation of international law, and the role of domestic politics in explaining international agreements.
By the authority and the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thanks. Will Dr. Philip Kitcher please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President? Madam President, I have the honor to present Philip Stewart Kitcher, John Dewey Professor of Philosophy at Columbia University. Philip Kitcher is one of the most versatile philosophers in America today. He has made important contributions to the philosophy of mathematics and biology. He's been among the most acute and influential critics of creationism and other attempts to undermine science. And he has written several landmark works on the relationship between science and democracy. In the past decade, his already broad scope has expanded to embrace rethinking ideas of moral and intellectual progress, of Wagner's operas, and of the vision of a good life without religion. His work has all the crystalline virtues of the best analytical philosophy: lucidity, technical proficiency, and acuity, combined with deep knowledge of history, literature, and music. The range of his work reflects a highly needed understanding of philosophy, according to which intellectual rigor and a public voice, far from being incompatible, actually support and enhance each other.
By the authority and in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held in Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's
Okay.
a privilege to shake your hand.
Congratulations. Thank you. Will Dr. Paul W. Kroll please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President? Madam President, I have the honor to present Paul W. Kroll, Professor of Chinese at the University of Colorado, Boulder. Paul Kroll is a towering figure in medieval Chinese literature. He combines unrivaled linguistic precision in Chinese with a magisterial command of English and has produced countless translations that set the standard for both accuracy and beauty. Deeply learned in a wide range of literary traditions, Kroll contextualizes medieval Chinese literature in its own world, especially the religious traditions of Buddhism and Taoism. Beyond his numerous publications, Kroll is also a peerless editor in sinology. Over nearly 4 decades, he founded and edited Tang Studies, edited the Journal of the American Oriental Society, both as general editor and as editor for East Asia, and is currently co-editing Tung Pao, the preeminent sinological journal. Kroll's crowning achievement is his book, A Student's Dictionary of Classical and Medieval Chinese, that includes some 8,200 Chinese character entries and is rapidly becoming the single most important reference work in its field.
By the authority and in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you. Will Mr. Frederick M. Lawrence please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President? Madam President, I have the honor to present Frederick M. Lawrence, Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of the Phi Beta Kappa Society and Distinguished Lecturer in Law at Georgetown Law Center, Georgetown University. An accomplished scholar, teacher, and attorney, Lawrence is one of the leading experts on civil rights, free expression, and bias crimes. He took over the leadership of Phi Beta Kappa 2 years ago and immediately infused a famously sleepy organization with new energy and relevance. He has testified numerous times before Congress on issues of free speech on campus and public support for the liberal arts. He has revitalized partnerships in order to build a coalition of like-minded organizations to support the embattled liberal arts. When Phi Beta Kappa selected him in early 2016, the policy war against higher education was more theoretical than real. Now that it is real, he is in a position as convener, scholar, and spokesman to make a positive difference.
By the authority in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thanks. Will Dr. Richard E. Lenski please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President? Madam President, I have the honor to present Richard E. Lenski, John Hanna Distinguished Professor of Microbial Ecology at Michigan State University. Richard Lenski is the founder of the modern field of experimental evolution and its most successful practitioner. He approaches his studies from two very different directions: experiments using rapidly replicating bacteria and digital organisms using the Avita system built on Tierra. His most famous experiment, tracking changes in 12 identical starting populations of E. coli, has run for more than 25 years and has yielded results that are profoundly important for studies of both genomic and phenotypic evolution. For example, evolution of the ability to use citrate as a carbon source in an anaerobic environment. The Avita experiments are designed to parallel biological evolution, but running at rapid speeds, and novel insights have been obtained, even dealing with complex organismal functions. His innovative and creative work arises from Olinsky's solid foundation in organismal as well as molecular biology.
By the authority and in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Will Dr. Susan Neiman please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President? Madam President, I have the honor to present Susan Neiman, Director of the Einstein Forum. Susan Neiman is a distinguished scholar of the Enlightenment and of moral and political philosophy. Her work is focused on two themes, evil and maturity. Neiman's views on evil are particularly innovative. She argues convincingly that rather than the arid dispute between rationalists and empiricists, the fundamental divide among early modern philosophers was their attitude towards the problem of evil. Neiman has made important contributions to the scholarship surrounding such figures as Pierre Bayle, Rousseau, Kant, Hermann Cohen, Hannah Arendt, and John Rawls. As this list may suggest, her work bridges the analytic continental divide, and she often brings analytic and continental philosophers into conversation with one another. She is also a prolific public philosopher who has written numerous articles for the popular press, and she consciously works to make her scholarly publications accessible to a general audience.
By the authority and in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Glad to have you here. Will Dr. Alan Spradling please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President? Madam President, I have the honor to present Alan Spradling, investigator for the Howard Hughes Medical Institute and investigator for the Carnegie Institution for Science. Alan Spradling is among the most original and creative scholars in stem cell biology in the world. In an era when few scientists were aware of stem cells or the impact of their niche microenvironment, Spradling showed that female Drosophila ovaries possess germ stem cells which control their numbers and differentiation through their interactions with DPP-expressing niche cells. His elegant genetics on oogenesis led to game-changing new concepts on spatial and temporal regulation of gene expression and intercellular signaling. He championed the value of using stem cell lineages to analyze genome function and showed that genomic changes occur in polyploid cell cycles and underlie chromatin organization and cellular behavior. Finally, in studying the Drosophila intestinal niche, Spradling made the groundbreaking discovery that non-stem cells can occupy vacancies in niches and become stem cells.
By the authority in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Glad to have you here. Will Dr. Shelly Taylor please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President? Madam President, I have the honor to present Shelly Taylor, Distinguished Professor in the Department of Psychology at the University of California, Los Angeles. Shelly Taylor's positive illusions work attests to the power of the human mind to make sense of adversity in ways that actively foster psychological adjustment and good health. With this research program, begun in 1980, she paved the way for many other scientists to investigate human strengths under threat. One important theme in Taylor's work concerns the impact of intensely stressful negative events on people's cognitive and affective responses and how they cope. People generally have unrealistically positive but adaptive views of themselves, exaggerated perceptions of personal control, and unrealistic optimism about the future. In addition, Taylor is one of the founders of the fields of health psychology and of social cognition. An important theme of Taylor's work lies in its theoretical style, which embodies the belief that in integration there is discovery. Shelly?
By the authority and in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Will Dr. Mary C. Beckerly please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and receive a formal welcome from the President. Madam President, I have the honor to present Mary C. Beckerly, Chief Executive Officer and Director of the Huntsman Cancer Institute, the John M. Huntsman Presidential Endowed Chair, Associate Vice President for Cancer Affairs, and Distinguished Professor at the University of Utah. Mary Beckerly has made outstanding contributions to both cellular and developmental biology and to the biomedical science of cancer. Her scientific contributions in the area of cytoskeletal dynamics are internationally recognized. Her laboratory discovered zixin, a key molecular component of cell adhesion, and defined its role in sensing mechanical stress and repairing cytoskeletal damage. Her lab documented the disruption of this pathway in Ewing sarcoma, demonstrating its relevance to cancer. As CEO of the Huntsman Cancer Institute, she directs its diverse activities in research, clinical care, education, and outreach. Her creative research and prominent leadership roles in the cell biology and cancer medical communities make her a unique figure in biomedical science.
By the authority and in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Congratulations. I got the word right, too. Will Dr. Helen M. Blau please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President. Madam President, I have the honor to present Helen M. Blau, Donald E. and Delia B. Baxter Professor and Director of the Baxter Laboratory in Stem Cell Biology at Stanford University School of Medicine. Helen Blau is world-renowned for her seminal discovery that the differentiated state is reversible rather than fixed and terminal. Her demonstration of cellular plasticity constitute a paradigm shift in our understanding of mammalian cell differentiation. Using muscle as a model, Blau's work provided the first definitive evidence that diverse cell types could be reprogrammed using non-dividing cell fusions. Her studies demonstrated that cell differentiation requires continuous regulation and that a shift in the stoichiometry of transacting regulators induces nuclear reprogramming, providing the scientific underpinnings for the induction of pluripotent stem cells. Blau applied this discovery to stem cell biology. She led the field with novel approaches to treating muscle damage due to disease, injury, or aging. She showed that biophysical and biochemical cues synergize to maintain the stem cell state in culture and rejuvenate the function of aged muscle stem cell populations, profoundly impacting the field of regenerative medicine.
By the authority in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Will Dr. Karen S. Cook please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President? Madam President, I have the honor to present Karen S. Cook, Ray Lyman Wilbur Professor of Sociology at Stanford University. Karen Cook has pioneered interpersonal exchange theory and social capital theory. The former studies how people arrive at decisions about interpersonal relationships, and the latter examines how they derive value from social structures. Her early work focused on how power differentials shape processes of social exchange within organizations and between individuals within networks, criticizing microeconomic theory for overlooking the social structures within which actors are embedded. She also applied social exchange theory to study medical care deregulation, showing how social networks determined physician referrals. Her latest work focuses on the origins and generation of trust in human society and its role in promoting effective use of social capital. She argues that a general trust of others liberates people from safe but closed relationships and facilitates the creation of social capital in a variety of human domains.
By the authority and in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Don't go away. Don't go away. Turn around and look, sir.
Another picture? Oh, sorry.
Oh, we got a picture here.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Will Dr. Eric Foner please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President? Madam President, I have the honor to present Eric Foner, DeWitt Clinton Professor of History Emeritus at Columbia University. Eric Foner has played a pivotal role in shaping the history of race and freedom in the United States. Author or editor of nearly 24 books and recipient of every honor the historic profession can offer, he has also reached well beyond a scholarly audience to vividly illuminate the ties between past and present. A prize-winning teacher, he has recently made his Columbia course on Civil War and Reconstruction freely available online. His deeply researched work has recast the study of American power and politics to encompass the broad sweep of American society, and most distinctively to document the influence of groups, workers, slaves, freedmen, women, often disregarded as political actors. Foner has also been deeply engaged with public history through work in film, television, and museums that communicates more broadly his significant revisions to our understanding of America's past.
By the authority and in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Will Mr. Kenneth C. Frazier please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President? Madam President, I have the honor to present Kenneth C. Frazier, Chairman, President, and Chief Executive Officer of Merck & Company. Ken Frazier has served as President of Merck with responsibility for the company's 3 major divisions: Global Human Health, that's Merck's Sales and Marketing Division for pharmaceutical and vaccine products; Merck Manufacturing Division, Merck's Manufacturing and Supply Division; and Merck Research Laboratories, Merck's research organization. Since becoming CEO in 2011, he has earned praise for stabilizing Merck, no easy feat in an industry convulsed by change. He has restored research and development's prominence at the company and put the emphasis on Merck as a science-based company. He has overseen promising new launches, such as the cancer drug Keytruda. Frazier has stated, and I quote, "Our salient purpose in the world is to deliver medically important vaccines and medicines that make a huge difference for humanity. The revenue and shareholder value we create are an imperfect proxy for the value we create for patients and society."
By the authority in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you. Will Dr. William A. Graham please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and receive a formal welcome from the President? Madam President, I have the honor to present William A. Graham, Murray A. Albertson Research Professor of Middle Eastern Studies and University Distinguished Service Professor Emeritus at Harvard University. William Graham is a preeminent scholar of Islam, particularly of its foundational texts, the Quran and Hadith. He has revitalized Western studies of the Quran by insisting upon the predominance of its orality in the lives of Muslims and by refocusing the field on the experiential qualities of this scripture. As a scholar thoroughly grounded in the comparative study of religions, Graham's work spans traditions in its contrastive analysis and interpretation of such vital aspects as ritual action, scriptural piety, and textual authority. Few scholars can command the linguistic range and historic comprehension to write with sensitivity about several religious traditions, as Graham has done so persuasively in his book, Beyond the Written Word, Oral Aspects of Scripture in the History of Religion.
By the authority and in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Will Dr. Diane E. Griffin please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President? Madam President, I have the honor to present Diane E. Griffin, University Distinguished Service Professor at Bloomberg School of Public Health at Johns Hopkins University. Diane Griffin's research on the pathogenesis of viral infections has changed our concepts of acute virus infections, virulence, recovery, and protective immunity. Her studies of viral encephalomyelitis showed that clearance of infectious virus from neurons is non-cytolytic and involves antibody cross-linking of cell surface viral glycoproteins and interferon gamma. However, it was gamma, not lambda, right? Yes. However, viral RNA persists with immune effectors retained in the central nervous system to prevent renewed virus replication. Her studies of fatal encephalomyelitis identified T cells as mediators of immunopathology and the E2 glycoprotein and ADP ribosyl-hydrolase activity of NSP3 as necessary for effective replication in neurons. Her work on measles delineated interactions between the virus and the immune system that lead to immunosuppression as well as lifelong immunity.
By the authority in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Will Dr. Vijay Kumar please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President? Madam President, I have the honor to present Vijay Kumar, Nemirovsky Family Dean and Professor of Mechanical Engineering and Applied Mechanics at the University of Pennsylvania. Vijay Kumar is renowned for his brilliant work on the control and coordination of multi-robot formations. Together with his team at the GRASP Lab, he developed flying robots that can swarm, sense, and form ad hoc teams. He has distinguished himself from all the others in the technology area, both by his deep understanding and knowledge of the mathematics and physics underlying machine interaction with the world, and by his concerns for the effect of this technology on human society. His work has greatly improved the standing of the School of Engineering at the University of Pennsylvania, and also has had significant impact on technology, education, research, and job creation in the Philadelphia area. He champions the integration of technology and liberal arts, and his deep understanding of the impact and disruptions of technology on society is remarkable.
By the authority and in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Will Dr. Margaret Levy please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President? Madam President, I have the honor to present Margaret Levy, Sarah Miller McCune, Director of the Center for Advanced Study in the Behavioral Sciences and Professor of Political Science at Stanford University. Margaret Levy is a prolific and profound scholar of comparative political economy, labor politics, and rational choice approaches to comparative political science. Her studies combine in a sophisticated way fundamental principles of social theory with carefully articulated models of rational choice and institutional constraint. They explain how states generate revenue and when and why people accept military conscription. A recent book, In the Interest of Others, explores how organizations provoke member willingness to act beyond material interest. In other work, she investigates the conditions under which people come to believe their governments are legitimate and consequences of those beliefs for compliance, consent, and the rule of law. Her research continues to focus on how to improve the quality of government. She's also committed to understanding and improving supply chains so that the goods we consume are produced in a manner that sustains both the workers and the environment.
By the authority and in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
Congratulations. It's terrific. Will Professor Reva Siegel please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President? Madam President, I have the honor to present Reva Siegel, Nicholas Katzenbach Professor at Yale Law School. Among the leading constitutional law scholars of our day, Reva Siegel is distinctive for restoring complex historical dimensions to fundamental areas of legal reasoning. Her work engages central questions of democratic constitutionalism, among them the right to bear arms, gender equality, unenumerated constitutional freedoms, and religious liberty. It engages the relationship between grassroots movements and constitutional change. Her wide-ranging analyses of common law practices of coverture and the actual historical contexts of the 14th, 15th, and 19th Amendments locate women's claims to reproductive rights squarely on the landscape of equality rather than in the realm of privacy where courts have traditionally placed it. Her insights have helped both to shape judicial decisions and to inform legal education in profound ways.
By the authority and in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.
I was expecting that. Congratulations. Thank you. Will Dr. Michael Young please come forward to the President's desk to sign the roll book and then receive a formal welcome from the President. Madam President, I have the honor to present Michael W. Young, Richard and Jean Fisher Professor, Head of the Laboratory of Genetics and Vice President for Academic Affairs at Rockefeller University. Michael Young is a highly recognized geneticist scientist in an area of central importance, not only to basic science, but to health, well-being, and general functionality in humans. We live in a 24-hour day established billions of years ago. Organisms from light-sensing microbes to humans are designed genetically to survive. Decades ago, circadian rhythm genes were discovered, and Young is one of several scientists who deserve the major credit for isolating, by molecular genetic experiments, the first of several genes that expose the existence of a genetic clock and its function in every cell in our body. The molecular machinery includes a set of interlocking transcription factors and interacting proteins that regularly vary over a 24-hour cycle. Of great interest is that the controlling proteins are extremely similar in all animals, and mutant genes in humans are now known that cause very troublesome disruptions in sleep patterns. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 2017.
By the authority and in the name of the American Philosophical Society, held at Philadelphia for promoting useful knowledge, I do admit you a member thereof. Congratulations.